All right. Thank you so much for joining us this Christmas Eve edition. Hence the sweater. I don't always wear this kind of stuff, as lively as I am. You got Skylar Fobbs here, Director of Sales. Really excited to be with you guys today because not only is it Christmas Eve, and I know a lot of craziness is going on, but just last night we had a very exciting announcement, and you know about that announcement if you joined our close the month call for December. So, who could tell us what that announcement was? Go ahead and jump in the chat if you could tell us what that exciting announcement is. Let's see. Merry Christmas, everyone. MB is back in stock. Eric hit it right on the nail. MB's back. We're ready to rock and roll. Christmas came early. We're super excited with what happened with our amazing operations team and all of the hard work that's gone into making sure that they brought Christmas early to each and every one of you and all of your customers and consultants. So it's been a very, very well deserved, hard earned present for all of you guys as you guys have continued to share the excitement of this amazing product and our activation story. But I do have a special member with me from our corporate staff, and I think a lot of you know her. But if you don't, this is the one and only Lisa Barnes. She's our Vice President of Research and Development here at LifeVantage. So, that amazing product that's absolutely changing lives and changing your business, we have Lisa and her team to thank for it. So thank you, Lisa.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful to be on here and get to chat with you guys and kind of join you in this excitement of having MB back in stock. We've been waiting for it and the team's been fantastic to really deliver and get this product for you guys so we can continue to change lives.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's your team, that has the duty of working hard to make sure that we have the formulations and everything right, and that we're able to have those amazing clinical studies and all of the science backing with all of our amazing products that we have available. So I know that, just quick shout out to you and your team. You guys do such a fantastic job. So thank you for the ongoing messaging of activation and separating LifeVantage.
Oh yeah, thank you. And yeah, definitely shout out to my team. I tend to be the face where I talk a lot about our products and get to train on them, but really Rob and Christina are the ones who really are down in the trenches building these products from ingredients up, crafting those clinicals, poring over the data, writing the patents. Like they put in the time and they are priceless. They are phenomenal.
Oh, I love that. Yes, fantastic group of people, and they truly get our message and the edge that we have here at LifeVantage. So shout out to your amazing team. But we have come here with a very clear purpose. I think you could kind of guess what that purpose might be. With the excitement of us getting MB or Mind Body System back in stock, ready to go ahead and ship to all of you that are asking for the product, we also wanted to couple that with ongoing education. So at the end of this, I'll give you all the touch points of where you could get that ongoing education, but it's all starting right here on this call. So thank you for joining us, and you came to the right place. Make sure to get your notepads or your cell phones or however you want to take notes, because we're going to go into a lot of the excitement and what to expect with that excitement as you're sharing the MB products. So we know that now we've had a couple months of people on the products. And so we're hearing all the amazing things. I mean, we've seen a lot of great before and afters. The testimonies are fantastic. That people are feeling better, that they have more energy, that they're sleeping better. I mean, the testimonies go on and on of how incredible this product is. But also, we wanted to make sure that some of those the voice of the customer, so that's the VOC, all of the things that come back of maybe if someone isn't getting the expectations that they want from the product when they're taking it, because everybody's body's different, and every situation's different as well. We want to kind of talk through some of those scenarios so that you can hear it first from Lisa Barnes, so that you know how to go ahead and navigate those as you're moving forward and sharing this amazing product with all of your amazing customers and all of your consultants. So, Lisa, we ready to jump in?
Ready? Let's do it.
Okay, so the top question that has come in that we wanted to go ahead and get answered is going to be, what should I expect when transitioning from synthetic GLP-1 to the mind-body system?
Yeah, and this has been a question that's come up quite a bit because I think a lot of people are coming out of the woodwork that you never would have realized were on synthetic GLP-1 and are looking for a transition. And we want to make sure that we arm you with the information to be able to talk to these individuals as they're continuing on their journey and also be able to answer their questions and set proper expectations. Because the experience using a synthetic GLP-1 versus a natural GLP-1 activator like mind-body GLP-1 system for weight management will be a different experience. So it's really important to understand those differences so you can have those correct expectations. So before I go into what those are, I just want to be very clear. If you're ever making these transitions from a synthetic GLP-1 to a natural, you need to be talking and getting guidance from your licensed healthcare professional who knows your health. We're giving some very basic guidelines and some good talking points, but you do need to be kind of aiding that transition and working through that transition with your healthcare professional. So just wanted to set that blanket statement ahead of time because they know your health, and we want to ensure that any transition you are doing does not compromise your health, but instead goes alongside your health so that you're able to optimize it and live the life that you're looking for. So, okay, you've talked to your healthcare professional, you want to make the transition. There's two approaches you can take. So you can do an immediate switchover, which we have seen a lot of people do, or you can do a gradual move to natural GLP-1 activation. And really, the path that you select here is going to impact your transition experience. So if you're going to choose that immediate switchover from synthetic GLP-1 to our MB system, you may experience a return of some of those cravings and hunger, and that could potentially lead to overeating and potential weight gain, especially if you've not made any lifestyle changes during your synthetic GLP-1 use. And we've seen that quite a bit where people have been on the synthetic, they are experiencing results, not much else is changing in their life because they're seeing what they're looking for. But if they transition off of it, even to nothing, they experience a return of symptoms and they do not experience the continuation of their results because the baseline lifestyle choices have not changed. So you need to be looking at nutrition and exercise, and we'll go through that more in a second. But one of the things, the reason behind this is with synthetic GLP-1 discontinuation, we tend to see a lot of the benefits of it kind of taper off within a week of usage. And it can be even as soon as a couple days where you stop experiencing that quieting of food noise and the kind of hushing of cravings. And so then you pair that with natural GLP-1 activation, which does take time. We saw within our 12-week clinical that increase of 140% of GLP-1 on average of GLP-1 activation. But that is a gradual change because you're working with your body's natural systems. And it's not going to be like turning on a switch and you're suddenly at optimal levels. You need to have that gradual increase because you're working with your body. But there is a gap there. If you are no longer experiencing the benefits of the synthetic and you're waiting for that transition to natural GLP-1 activation, you may experience those symptoms. And so when you're first starting this system and you're during that transition period of time, like while you're having those natural GLP-1 activation levels, everything's getting optimized, you need to be really intentional with your lifestyle choices during this time. So there's a few things you consider. So you can try eating smaller, balanced meals throughout the day and kind of think about the food that you include in these meals. Higher fiber, protein rich, lower glycemic index foods, along with healthy fats. If you were doing those smaller meals and really fueling your body with the right things, you're able to kind of listen to your body so that you aren't having the tendency to maybe snack as much or overeat or choose the wrong foods. Another thing that goes along with that is really slowing down and avoiding distractions. We, especially as Americans, are the worst at distracted eating. I mean, honestly, even knowing better, I sat at my desk yesterday and was working on work while I was eating my food. And so we're not paying attention to what we're eating. We are focused on too many things at once. And so if we slow down, we minimize those distractions, we're more mindful during our meal times, then we can actually listen to our body. And because our body knows what it needs. And so we need to be listening to those cues, specifically like those hunger and fullness cues. Now, you need to be moving your body. So aiming for about 30 minutes of moderate exercise most days of the week. Drinking water, and we've been talking about 64 ounces of water. We are chronically dehydrated all the time. Once again, someone who's very, very guilty of that myself. We need to be drinking water because that not only will fuel your body, it will also allow you to be full and complement the food you're eating so that you're able to make smarter meal choices. And you can also use MB Enhance as a tool. We've seen a lot of people get in a habit of, I do my MB core like 30 minutes before I eat, and then I go ahead and do my MB Enhance there. It's my routine every single day, but that's not utilizing MB Enhance as a tool. And how you can use it is when you're having those cravings or when you do experience that hunger and you're not feeling full, that's where you can enter in your MB Enhance. It's 40 calories, so it's not adding to your caloric intake and in any like substantial way, but it will help you kind of tackle that craving and have that fullness at that exact period of time. So using it as a tool instead of just getting in a routine. And it's a little bit different than what we typically do with like ingestible products. We get in our routine, we do things at the exact same time every day, but we need to use this as a tool. Because this is
Mm.
really the time while you're dealing with this transition to be listening to your body. You need to be getting attuned to its needs and its cues. And so if you incorporate some of those changes, that's going to help your transition from natural GLP-1 with fewer fluctuations. But that's specifically if you choose to make kind of a like dramatic, like, okay, I'm going to stop right now with the synthetic. I'm going to move to GLP-1 activation. So that's scenario one. Let's cover scenario two now, because one of the things that I've been doing over this period of time as we've been listening to you, as we've been learning, is we've been talking to healthcare professionals, including our SAB members, and seeing how they are working with their own patients to transition from synthetic to natural GLP-1 activation. And
Mhm.
one of the things that we've seen that has worked well is a taper off of synthetic GLP-1. So once again, work with your licensed healthcare professional to determine what that transition plan is. But a taper can help minimize some of that transition. So one of the things that has been suggested is to add the mind-body GLP-1 system at least 2 to 3 weeks before beginning any taper off of synthetic GLP-1. So we're not starting to taper immediately when we're adding in our mind body, because once again, it takes time for natural GLP-1 activation to ramp up and also for your gut microbiome to optimize to enhance that GLP-1 activation. So if you're doing both full strength for at least 2 to 3 weeks, and once again, it could be more, you need to be listening to your body, then at that point, you can start tapering and eventually removing the synthetic GLP-1 support to ease that transition. And so listen to your healthcare professional during this time, listen to your body during this time, because there's going to be no one size fits all approach to this transition. And like I said, you may have to wait more than 2 to 3 weeks to begin your taper. Start seeing when you feel any differences with the natural GLP-1 activation. That is a sign that something is kicking in and it can be time to gradually wean off. And so regardless of your approach, because you can do it either way, it's your body. You need to determine what works best for your health and how you want to approach it along with your doctor. It's going to be important to know that the journey, you're going to have ups and downs. I mean, your body is used to synthetic support. So it's something that's been kind of overtaking your natural function, and it's going to take time to fully transition to that natural support. You need to be patient and remember the importance of these lifestyle changes. Yeah, like Holly says, you need to give yourself grace. It's never going to be a perfect loss of weight or whatever your goal is. There's always going to be ups and downs. That's life. You experience that in other areas of your life, in your business. It's never perfect. It builds resiliency, and you guys can all do it, but you do need to give yourselves grace. Because what you need to know with this, like with these lifestyle changes, is regardless of whether you were doing synthetic or natural GLP-1 activation, they are really tools to help you incorporate those healthy lifestyle changes. So
Mm.
you need to be adding those in. Because if you do not incorporate those changes, you're not going to be able to truly live that healthier life and experience lasting change. Because we don't want to, once again, do a band aid fix where we're looking for a
Yeah.
magic pill. We want to be using these as a tool for you to be able to make the changes that you need for this long lasting health. So that's a really long winded answer to that, but at least you can see the two different pathways you can take and kind of know, like, what do I want to experience and here's how I can go. And like Sky's going to go over this a little bit more later, but all these answers are going to be available in multiple platforms. So if you didn't catch everything I said during this like long diatribe, you'll have other places where you can grab this information and be able to share information.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that was perfect, Lisa. And I think that the way that you explained it, it makes perfect sense. So it takes time to build up. I mean, essentially with any of our products that we have, even with, our flagship Protandim NRF2, it's not just overnight that you're going to be able to take the product and all of a sudden your oxidative stress has been reduced by 40%,
It's 30
and,
days.
and yeah, exactly. It
30 days.
takes time for that build up. And so I think that was a fantastic answer. And I really appreciate that. And one of the things that you mentioned, I mean, I know from my own experience with the mind body system, I really actually loved that my cravings changed in the way of where I started craving the nutrients that I truly should be ingesting into my body, which honestly may not always be the case if you're going a different route. So I think that's a fantastic point.
Well, and that's perfect too, Sky, because that's an example of listening to your body as you're going through this transition. Your body is craving something. You listen to your body and say, "Oh, I'm craving this," and then you fulfill that versus just automatically reaching to your like comfort foods or the snacks that you're used
Yes.
to. You make the changes in kind of in combination with this natural activation.
Absolutely. Yes. No. Well, I love that. That's a great answer. So thank you for addressing that. One of the other questions that came up is, and I know I've heard this from a wide variety of individuals, whether it's should I adjust it up? Should I adjust it down? But should I adjust my dose of the mind body GLP-1 system?
Yeah. So I'm always go back to data. I was just talking about this with my team yesterday. I'm not as much a feelings person. I'm a data person. So I always want to have data behind my recommendations so that I can feel 100% confident in what I'm telling someone for their health
Hmm.
specifically. So that clinically tested serving of MB is the 2 capsules of MB Core and the 4 scoops of MB Enhance. We've not done anything else at like a higher dosage to confirm increased efficacy. I mean, something to note though, there's not any safety concerns with anything higher. We've just not done anything additional as far as clinical work. So we will suggest the serving size that is on our label. Now, the only time that we do suggest that kind of change dosage is as you're ramping up, specifically with the MB Enhance. We recommend that half dosage for at least a week, kind of halving that serving size and then slowly ramping up. Once again, this is another case where you listen to your body and it's not cut and dry.
Mm.
We gave a week as a guidance. If you need a little bit more time to ramp up, listen to your body. If you start experiencing any sort of discomfort, back it down for a little bit, let your body adjust, and then slowly ramp up. Everyone's unique, so everyone's kind of ramp up period will be unique. Now, there is one scenario where we would say, hey, if you have some leftover MB Enhance, so this is separate from weight loss. So with our kind of the weight symptoms and the other things we experience in the clinical, we suggest the dosage that we have on the package. However, we do know some people have some additional MB Enhance available, and the MB Enhance is about 48% of the recommended daily value for fiber intake, for dietary fiber. So if you do want to slowly ramp up to 100% of recommended daily levels, you can, and you have that extra MB on hand, you can slowly increase your scoops more. This is not necessarily linked with any increased efficacy as far as the other claims we make with the MB system, but this would be a nice nutritional support if you're trying to bring your fiber up to 100%, especially if you're not getting fiber in other areas of your life. So that can be a choice you can make, but just know that that's not specifically a solution for increasing efficacy. That's a solution for increasing fiber and getting you closer up to the amounts you should be having every single day. And that's a great idea, Brinley, to do the extras for samples as well. And there's other things you can do with it as well, baking. We have ideas that we'll continue to share out, but that is one usage case where we would say, hey, we're glad for you to use some more if you want to get up to that 100% daily dietary fiber amount.
Yeah, and I think that was a very interesting point. One of the things that I remember you bringing up too is not only from the dosing standpoint, but also listening to your body of when's the best time to take the enhanced product. And that was really intriguing to me because I know when I got the NB, right out the gates, I was just like in a hustle in the morning. That's the only time that I felt like I could go ahead and get it all together. And once I made that adjustment to when I might have been the hungriest, so it could have been more around like lunchtime or closer to dinner, that helped tremendously as well of adjusting the time of when I was actually taking the enhance. So I think that was a great tip as well, listening to your body.
Yeah, and me specifically too, when I used it, where I have cravings, or at least the longest period of time that I have to go without eating, just because of schedule, is between lunch and dinner. Our family is a late dinner family because we have three teens that are doing dance and just life. And so we're eating dinner at
Hmm.
9 p.m. I'm getting lunch whenever I can at work. And so there's a long period of time. And so that's when I use my enhanced to be able to bridge that time, because I know that's when it's easy to go to the break room and grab something else. But if I just pull the enhance in, that takes care of that, and so then I can last until I have dinner later on.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I think those are perfect points as to how someone may want to improve their experience as they're adjusting or kind of getting the feel for their body, as everybody's a little bit different. And to that point of where everybody's experience is going to be a little bit different because we're all made up differently. And the biggest thing is I would say with this question, it's definitely doesn't come across very often, but with this being kind of positioned in the weight management space, you're going to have these questions come up as people have different experiences. So, one of the questions that have come up is why have I gained weight since starting the mind body GLP-1 system?
Yeah. So I think that's a great question. So before I kind of get into part of the answer, what I wanted to cover is it kind of goes back to the first question that I answered. If we have individuals that are transitioning from a synthetic GLP-1, this might be part of your experience, especially if you are kind of cutting off directly from the synthetic and moving to the natural while you have that gap in waiting for your body's natural GLP-1 activation to optimize. So if that's your situation, kind of go back to what I said about in that answer, because that's kind of why you're experiencing that is you're having that transition from having that synthetic override to a natural solution that does take more than just a day to or a week to be able to be implemented. Now, one thing, like the data is incredibly strong on this formula. Like you said, Sky, a lot of people have seen fantastic results with this. We had the in vitro results that showed the increase of GLP-1 production, plus all of the genes along the pathway, and then the human clinical, the 12-week long human clinical that demonstrated the weight loss, the hunger control and craving control, quieting hunger noise, and all of those pieces. We are fully confident that our mind body is the best GLP-1 activating system on the market. If you look at anything else out there, there is nothing that compares to what we bring to the table with this product. But like you were saying, Sky, people differ, people's bodies differs, people's baselines differ. And some people may not experience the desired results as quickly as they would like. And part of that is expectation setting, because I think a lot of people would love to see some very significant weight loss within a couple of weeks. That's not realistic with anything unless you're doing something incredibly drastic that is harmful to your body. Gradual weight loss is always important for something that's going to be sustainable to your body. So it comes back to setting proper expectations, but it's also realizing that there might be some other factors like your age, your diet, and your lifestyle, because it's going to take time to activate and optimize those GLP-1 levels in the body. Like I said, we saw the 140% average increase in 12 weeks. So it's not an immediate rebalancing that happens because you're working with your body's natural processes. And we all kind of know that over that 12-week period of time, you will start experiencing those shifts as your gut is shifting, your gut microbiome is optimizing, you're strengthening that gut brain connection and balancing GLP-1 so you can experience those fewer cravings and more control. And the result of that will be physical changes such as weight loss or just shifting in compositions. And so it kind of goes back a little bit to what I said earlier, is that there are going to be ups and downs in this journey. It's never going to be a straight shot of just losing weight. You will see ups and downs, both physically and emotionally. But you need to realize that with consistent product use over time, paired with all of the lifestyle changes that we've been mentioning, healthy diet, exercise, it will lead to desired change. But you got to remember, it's not a magic pill. Because we're not just going to take this and you're immediately going to lose weight. It's part of an entire healthy lifestyle. And so you need to support your body in natural GLP-1 activation with these other lifestyle changes. Now, kind of to shout back to some of our resources, we have our activation lifestyle pages where there's a lot of resources on things like simple steps you can take to start changing your routine, your regimen, how you're approaching food, your mindset, how you're approaching de-stressing, and how you're approaching movement. So we have our mind body activated lifestyle page that's there. You can also go back to some of the suggestions that I gave earlier when I was talking about synthetic GLP-1 use. So those eating smaller balanced meals, looking at your food choices, higher fiber, higher protein, lower glycemic index, so you don't spike up your blood sugar, slowing down, movement of at least 30 minutes most days of the week, going back to drinking the 64 ounces of water at least, and then, like we've been talking about, using MB Enhance as the tool to really help with those cravings. So it's about having correct expectations and then coming alongside product use with these lifestyle changes and being more mindful and listening to your body, not just expecting this to be a magic pill that's going to work in a few weeks, but realizing that it will take time for sustainable changes and there will be ups and downs, but there needs to be persistence with it to be able to experience the results that you're looking for.
I think that is incredible. Like I love the approach, and I was just kind of thinking in my mind because I absolutely love our products, and I think and I know we're one of the few multi-level networking companies that originated with a product before the actual company came together, which is very unique with what LifeVantage offers. So I absolutely am all about the products and the science behind it. But I am also on the sales team, so I am very business focused as well. And as I was just thinking through some of the things that you were talking through, I mean, it's really similar to the business. If you get into this business and think that it's a magical business and where it's going to build itself, that's not going to happen here. There's really nothing out there in this world that's going to be able to do that. You do have to work towards it, and you do need to make those strides to go ahead and share the product, to share the opportunity with individuals. And it's similar of making those lifestyle changes to go ahead and get the maximum, I guess, results from the products that we have to offer here at LifeVantage. So I think that's a direct correlation for sure. And I think these people, the consultants that are on here joining us, that have been building the business, they understand you got to go ahead and make sure that you treat this as a business to go ahead and have success. And I think that's exactly the same. If you want to have success with the products that we have here at LifeVantage, you have to make sure that you're setting yourself up for that lifestyle, that you want, the activated lifestyle. And so I think that's incredible.
Yeah, and I think that just has to be part of your conversations as you share this product, because I think we have the right product, we have all of the data and support behind it, but that's not all you can bring to the table. That's why this business is so amazing, is that you're not just throwing a product at someone, you have relationships with people. And so bringing this activated lifestyle and making those changes as part of those discussions is really something you can bring to the table. And you have all of the resources to be able to support you so you can feel confident having those conversations. You're not needing to be a coach, you're not having to solve all their problems, but you do have resources that you can point them to so that they can read up and determine how to implement those with their product usage. So it's something so special about this business is that you can look at them more holistically than just throwing a product at them. You can kind of help them in all aspects of their life.
Yep, yep, that's key. You don't want to be the message. You want to be the messenger, right? And making sure that you are pointing them into where to go. So on that note, I think it's a great time for us to jump into the resources so that you guys know what's available for you. So first piece that I'm going to cover right here is going to be, you know it, you love it, our LifeVantage Hub. Okay, so if you go to the LifeVantage Hub, all you have to do is click on products. Scroll on down to the mind body resources. And right through here, you have all of the shareables, you have all of the videos, you got science behind mind body GLP system, GLP-1 system, mind body GLP-1 system, 12 weeks clinical study explained. And if you really liked what you heard today, you also have this one right here, what to expect on mind body GLP-1 system to reach your goals, which Lisa did an incredible job with this as well. So we're really excited to have those resources. So make sure that you guys and your teams are well aware of where these resources are. Now, there's a couple more things that I want to go ahead and call out. And I know we talked about this on the call yesterday, if you tuned in for our close the month call, but this is another added resource that you have as well. Uh, these are all going to be rolling out over the next little bit. So through the rest of this month, all the way into January as well. So what to expect on Mind Body? You're going to have the FAQ video series. You're going to have the PDFs that are going to be available. This is all going through the US Consultant Facebook group and on the LifeVantage Hub, just right where I showed you. All of the resources are going to be put right in there for the Mind Body portion of that product side. So then you also have the Momentum Lives, which you're tuning in right now. We'll continue the education and training on how you can maximize mind, body, and the activation story that we have here at LifeVantage. So that will continue through the next little bit, rest of this month, and all into January as well. Then the next piece that I want to update you on is join the 4 weeks of wellness. This is going to be crucial. So this is something that we haven't done before. I'm really excited that we're doing this and we're taking this initiative. But we're going to have a specific LifeVantage Instagram channel that you're going to be able to tune into. You get into it about December 30th. That's when it's going to be open. And then the content will start coming in as soon as January 6th. So for all of you that are running those challenges or a part of challenges, this is a great way for you to get daily updates through January 6th through the 31st for that 4 week time frame on how you could go ahead and live a more activated lifestyle with the wellness kickoff with that. So that's going to be fantastic to take advantage of. And last but not least, I just wanted to make sure that we gave you guys a quick update on the contact center and the warehouse hours. Yes, MB is ready to go ahead and ship, but we have a situation right now, obviously with the holidays, where we will be closed for December 25th. So all of those orders that come through, just know that there will be a slight delay and they won't ship out until the 26th. But we will continue to get through all of our 25th subscriptions and all of the orders that were placed prior to that were still on back order that we can now get fulfilled. So I'd expect probably about from the 26th to the 30th, we'll be clearing all of those out. So just setting those right expectations up front with all of the consumers. But it's amazing to have this product back in stock, ready to go at your fingertips for you to go ahead and share. Thank you, Lisa, so much for your time today on the Christmas Eve. I mean, this is incredible. Even came into the office to
Oh,
go
yeah.
ahead and deliver for you guys. So share some love for Lisa and her team for their incredible effort towards giving you these amazing products to share.